It can't be as much of a shit show as last night, can it?
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the June meeting of the Cabinet here at Herts District Council. My name is Councillor David Neighbour and I'm the leader of the council. We're chairing the meeting. The first thing to let everyone know is that we have a problem with the IT and therefore there's no one's able to dial in. The meeting is still being recorded on YouTube, so the public and councillors can see us that way. First thing I'll do is ask the designated officer if they can announce the fire evacuation procedure.
Thank you, Leader. We're not expecting a drill this evening, so if the alarm goes, please leave the building at once via the nearest available exit. Escape routes are indicated by the arrows on the green signs. Please don't use the lifts. If you have difficulty on the stairs, please let one of the officers know. When clear of the building, proceed to the assembly point on the views meadow where a roll call will be taken. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, I need to remind everyone the meeting is being recorded. The first item on our agenda of the minutes of the previous meeting was held on the 2nd of April. Are there any issues with the accuracy? No? Okay, I'll formally move to the chair for a second. Councillor Coulson, thank you. But that's the vote. Can I see all those in favour of accepting the minutes, please? That's unanimous. Thank you, Cabinet. Right, item 2 is apologies for absence. We are all here, so I think we can take that as a given. That's good. Oh, sorry. Councillor Coulson, Richard.
Just to say that I will need to leave at 8 o'clock if we're still.
You got another engagement?
Yes.
Thank you.
So.
Right. Item 3 then is declarations of interest to declare disclosable pecuniary and other interests. Does anyone have anything they need to declare right now? No? Okay. Thank you. Item 4, chair's announcements. I have none. Item 5, public participation items on the agenda. Do we have any requests from the public?
No, none this evening.
Nothing at all. Right, thank you very much. Okay, so we go into the meat of the agenda, which is item 6 first, Council Risk Register half-yearly review. I believe you're going to be helpful with this.
Certainly, Chairman, yes. So this is the periodic review of the Strategic Risk Register, where we report to Overview and Scrutiny Committee and then Overview and Scrutiny, and then Cabinet every 6 months. And we report the top rated risks at that point in time. So this report went to Overview and Scrutiny in April. There were some comments in paragraph 7 from Overview and Scrutiny Committee, that they requested a pass to Cabinet. And in the presentation that Ashley Grist did to Overview and Scrutiny Committee, he reminded the committee that these aren't the only risks. In fact, we have project risk registers as well. And we also have some operational risk registers where appropriate. But we do have a high level strategic risk register that looks at all of the main matters that could blow us off course strategically. And the top rated ones in terms of impact and likelihood based on an assessment at a point in time are listed in Appendix A. I wasn't proposing to run through each one, Leader, unless you want me to. They are similar to the ones that came 6 months ago, because these are the ones that the senior leadership team feel should be on Cabinet's radar. Kevin, I'll leave it at that by way of introduction, but say happy to answer any questions on Overview and Scrutiny's comments or any of the risk profiles themselves.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, so as we said, we get this twice a year. Hopefully you've all read through it and seen what's there. There's not been a lot of movement on the main risks identified. Does anyone have any questions or observations? Yep. Councillor Radley, James.
I think it would be remiss of me as financial portfolio holder not to point out that the MTFS, the impact has gone from major to critical, and that reflects a number of uncertainties, which I suspect are becoming more certain when we see the intransience of certain partners and the government. We will need to be conscious of this moving forward.
Okay, I think that's the point well worth making, reminding everyone of. I also note that the waste recycling service chance of the problem has gone from possible to likely. Is that because of the county council not quite sure what it wants to do at the moment?
That's one of the factors, Leader, but the other one is that since the last 6-monthly review, the government confirmed that it wasn't going to give us any new burdens funding for food waste. So we're on our own. And as you'll remember from the budget report, fortuitously, we had extended producer responsibility money that came in. And whilst that wasn't intended by the government to offset, most councils have, of course, had to fill the funding gap for food waste. So that was one of the reasons why the impact has increased, because of the direction of travel of government funding for waste.
Okay, I think we understand that. Okay, does anyone else have any comments, questions, observations? Councillor Marsden.
Yeah, only comment was on the Heathlands Court remodelling bit. Obviously, in the comments, it says we've got ongoing management delays to agreeing contracts. Of course, we do now have a signed contract for that. I argue it should still be on there because, of course, we are a lot further down the line than we should have been. So the time risk of completing in time remain, but that part has at least passed us by.
Okay, so that's some good news. Mr. Clark.
Well, I need to reinforce what Councillor Smith said. This assessment was actually, this is the exact same report that went to Overview and Scrutiny Committee, and the contracts have been agreed since. So I think if we were reassessing now, we'd probably drop the likelihood by one notch of us not being able to deliver it, because we're a major milestone forward in the contract.
Yes. Okay. Richard, Councillor Alderman.
Yeah, just wondering if this is an appropriate place to ask for an update on the mitigation against the failure to recruit and retain suitably skilled staff risk. I note that it's flagged as likely. So there was a comment made recently by the Chief Sec that that so far the mitigation impacts seem to be working reasonably well. Is it possible to have an update on that?
Be able to help, Mrs. Clark?
Yes, certainly. And this is being tracked by staffing committee, and also my service panels, the members of the service panel ask regularly what we're doing about it. So, but answer to your question, Councillor Quarterman, I mean, the Chief Exec is correct to say that we haven't actually had a major impact at the moment. So it's flagged as a risk, as likely, because we are expecting local government reorganisation to have an impact. Having said that, given that most, if not all, district and borough councils will be subject to LGR, or the remaining ones over the next 2 years, we're all in the same boat, you see what I mean? But we are still struggling on the professional services with some of the difficult to recruit planning roles. So that continues. So I think it's I'm happy with the assessment of likely, but that's more a forward-looking than a past experience-based assessment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, right. Okay, well, it's for noting. I think we've done more than note it, so thank you for that. We'll move on to the next item, which is the purchase of new vehicles for the waste contract, which I'm assuming is in Councillor Oliver's name. Is that right? Or is it a financial paper, so it's Councillor Radley? Which is it?
Yes, it's down as yours, but I'm happy to talk to it.
Yeah.
No, I've got nothing to introduce to the item. It was trailed in the December cabinet. This was coming forward. We have to do this because of end of life of waste vehicles.
Yeah.
We have to maintain the service delivery platform. So it's all been budgeted. It's in the financial work stream. So it shouldn't be a surprise to Councillor Radley. So I would hope it will be passed tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Are you formally moving the recommendation? Okay, I will second from the chair, and we'll see if there are any questions. Peter, Councillor Marsden.
Only question was there any, and I'm guessing it might be due to financial reasons, which we're going for vehicles which are on HVO rather than actually fully electric ones?
You can answer that or I can.
You can start.
If it was practical to have electric vehicles for general waste, then we would have considered it. But at the moment, they're not in municipal rounds close together. They're not up to the job, and we are a quite a diverse area. We would consider it, but at the moment it's not practical in terms of vehicles available.
Is it fair to say that when the new authority comes together, it will be a good mix of urban and rural areas, and therefore there might be opportunities for a mixed fleet?
There is, I think that is highly likely, because some of the smaller vehicles we've already gone electric,
Yes.
because they're not used on a 10-hour cycle that need to be available to get the rounds done in the time. But for smaller vehicles and supervisor vehicles, we've already gone down the electric route.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Clark, you want to add to that?
I need to add the economical argument which Councillor Bartlesmith referred to. So the electric vehicles are nearly twice the price. Plus you have to get the charging infrastructure in place, which is a major operation for those big vehicles. So we couldn't get anywhere near making the numbers work. But on the environmental side, the HVO is so carbon efficient that it supports the our other aim of reducing our carbon in our operations.
Okay, thank you. I think that's a good question, and I'm happy we're having the debate, and I think we'll all closely watch what the new authority does when it pulls the waste contracts together. There's opportunities there. Councillor Martin.
First clarification, the vehicles we're replacing, do they currently run on HVO, or do they currently run diesel? So we're getting actually a better thing already.
Yeah.
They're currently HVO and they're going to HVO. But the reason they're reaching their end of life now, a year into the extension, is because, of course, we extended at year 7, not at year 8. So that's why we're bringing this forward now. And there's almost a year's lead-in time as well, which is why the Basingstoke team need us to progress so that they can get the orders in and secure the price, because the prices are rocketing as well.
I should say you're going to get another paper on this for the recycling vehicles. This is just for waste vehicles, black bin. When we have decided what we're going to do for recycling in terms of which type of twin stream we go for, that will make the decision on what vehicles for recycling we need to replace.
Yeah.
So there will be another paper like this that Councillor Radley will be well aware of, already budgeted for.
Okay. Right. Okay, and that's been moved by Councillor Oliver, seconded by myself. Can I put that to the vote, please? Can I see all those in favour? That is unanimous. Thank you, Cabinet. Right, so we move on to item 8, which is Fleet Bid Baseline Service Agreement and Fleet Bid Operator Agreement. I understand this is a technical change we had to make because we hadn't updated the existing service agreement to account for the fact that we no longer provide on-street parking enforcement, because that's done by the County Council. Is that correct?
That's correct, Chairman. That's the only change here, and that clearly happened a while ago. So we've been operating under the revised agreement. So it's a bit of a tidying up, and we don't have a delegation for it, so it has to come to Cabinet. So yeah, that's why it's before you this evening.
Okay, so a lot of members understand just weren't allowed to do it without our okay, which is why we've received it. So that sounds eminently sensible. I will formally move it from the chair and look for a second. Councillor Clark, thank you very much. Okay, any debate on that, or should we put it to the vote? Okay, let's vote on that. Can I see all those in favour, please? That is unanimous. Thank you again, Cabinet.
Just for councillors' information, the bid term ends March 27, so there will be there will have to be a, what do you call it, election referendum on whether the bid continues.
Yes, this will be the second renewal, well, the first renewal, second renewal, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, thank you very much. We then move to item 9, which is representation on outside bodies. There's not a lot of changes, but I think we should go through them all so they can be captured. That's okay. So if we just go through each one in turn, because there aren't too many of them.
Okay, but I think this was an old list that was put up. Pardon? Yeah.
Okay, well,
so we'll go through it, shall we? Okay.
That's fine. The important thing is we get representation for this year sorted, and this is an aid memoir. It's not too worried about the detail on it. Okay, so the Blackbush Airport Consultative Committee, we've got councillors Harwood and Quarterman.
I'm the only councillor that's ever been to it, as far as I know. But
Okay.
so yeah, I personally, we probably don't need two councillors, but if we are going to have two, it was historically myself and Jerry Crisp. But if Bob's up for doing it, then that's fine.
Yeah. Well, the planes do fly over his house before they come into land. So
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Okay, so we'll stick with councillors Harwood and Quarterman. Then we have the Blackwater Valley Advisory Committee for Public Transport, which is councillors Kepper and Wildsmith. I think we're happy for those to continue. The Blackwater Valley Recreation and Countryside Management Committee, we just attend the AGM every year. It's currently myself and former Councillor Woods. Councillor Hardy has said she's happy to step into Councillor Woods' vacancy, so I'm going to recommend it's Councillor Neighbour and Hardy. Then have the Borley Conservation Group, which is Councillor Clark. Are you happy to continue, Councillor Clark? Thank you very much. Citizens Advice Heart is normally the cabinet member for the voluntary sector, which is Councillor Wildsmith. Crookham Arms House Charity is Councillor Butler, and Jill's happy to continue for another year. She's done that for a while now. Then we have the Farnborough Aerodrome Consultative Committee, which is Councillors Bradley and Dawn. I think you're both happy to continue. Then we have the Fleet Business Improvement District. You'll note that it was Councillor Katie Davis and became Councillor Richard Jones partway through the year. The Conservatives asked that we consider Councillor Forster. So I'm aware that Councillor Jones is happy to continue. Obviously, the bid area is primarily in Fleet Central, but I think it only proper that we take a vote on whether we have Councillor Jones or Councillor Forster. If that's okay with the Cabinet.
Councillor Forster has put himself forward. Councillor Forster has put himself forward as the bidder representative for Fleet Town Council.
Okay.
Is it sensible for him to be even considering representing multiple councils on one outside body?
I don't believe under their constitution you get a weighted vote, so you wouldn't have more votes than being a rep from more than one
Okay, so it's
authority.
just for information for other members of the cabinet. He's
okay.
desperate to get on.
He's entitled, and we do have to put a representative on. So I'll take them in alphabetical order. So you got votes for Councillor Forster and Councillor Jones. So can I see any votes for Councillor Forster first, please? Okay. And then can I see any votes for Councillor Jones? Okay, that's unanimous. Thank you very much. Then we have the Fleet Pond Society. We have a councillor representative and a reserve. Normally from the Fleet East Ward, we have Councillor Taylor and Councillor Kepper. Are we happy for those to continue? Yeah. I'm just going to make a clarification. We aren't doubling up with Councillor Taylor in terms of Fleet Town Council representation on Fleet Pond, are we?
No, Fleet Town's council's rep is Councillor May.
Okay, thank you very much.
And opposed, Chair, you skipped over local councils network in the list when you did it,
Oh,
according to this.
that's because I haven't got it on my sheet of paper. Yeah, it's done. I've got it lower down. Sorry. Because you've got it as District Councils Network. It's now called the Local Councils Network, and so it's moved down on the sheets. But thank you for that. Right. Okay. Then we have the Hampshire Police and Crime Panel, which is Councillor Oliver and the reserve is Councillor Collins. Do you want it that way round, or do you want to switch it? Because I think
I'm happy to do that. Yeah. I want to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm not sure it is, but I think it's going to be important. Okay, Tina, you're happy for Alan to be the representative and yourself to be the reserve? Okay, right, thank you. Then we have Heart Voluntary Action. Again, it's the voluntary sector and the cabinet member is the normal representative. Last year, we added Councillor Warlock as a reserve because she was very interested in the activities of HVA. Obviously, she's no longer a councillor. So, Peter, you're happy to continue as a representative? Thank you. The leader or deputy leader goes along to the LGA General Assembly, which is the rather painful bureaucratic part of the LGA away at the conference. That's down for myself. Okay, the Local Government Association Hampshire Isle of Wight branch is myself, and the reserve is Councillor Oliver. Are you happy to be the reserve, Councillor Oliver? I don't know. But it's nice to know that you're there if I need you. Yeah, absolutely. So Local Councils Network, this is the rebranding of the District Councils Network, because of course district councils have been abolished over the next few years. And so they've rebranded themselves as the Local Councils Network. I think even the counties realise they can't call themselves local. So that's down as myself with, again, Councillor Oliver as the reserve. The Military Community Covenant is Councillor Dawn. He's happy to continue. I think we've all been quite impressed with the work that Councillor Dawn's done on that for us. The North Hampshire Road Safety Council is Councillor Collins, and we're supposed to have a reserve as well, but we've just got yourself. Are you happy to continue, Tina? Fantastic. We can advertise as a reserve if someone wants to put their name forward. Parking and traffic regulations outside London Patrol is Councillor Oliver. Are you happy to carry on with that?
I have to.
You have to.
But I probably should be in the second column as well. I shouldn't be in the second column. I should be one councillor.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
But it's a statutory body which I never attend.
the
but
one
you
that
have
really
to be
confused
part
me,
of it.
and I apologise for my ignorance, is the Planning Advisory Board. I don't recall there being a Planning Advisory Board that we appoint to. So can I suggest we leave that vacant and we'll investigate what it is if we need to report.
Talk to Mr. Berry about that.
Yes. Right. Okay. Right. We then have the Project Integrated Strategy Board, which this is not last year's
Yeah,
name.
that shouldn't
This
be
is the
me, it
years
should be
before.
Councillor.
So Councillor Oliver is the portfolio holder, so it should be him, and I'm the reserve in case he can't attend. Safe and North Hampshire Community Safety Partnership is the cabinet member for Community Safety, which is Councillor Collins. South East England Councils is myself with Councillor Radley as my reserve. And then we have the double team with Southern and Radley on the Thames Basin Heaths Partnership and Project Monitoring Boards. Both happy with that arrangement as it stands? Okay, excellent. And then Vivid Housing Association, where we have the portfolio holder for housing, is normally there, but we appoint the communities as a reserve because they meet when we have full council. Coincidentally, I'm assured. Right. Okay, that is the list. I'll formally move it from the chair, having taken the vote on the fleet bid. And can I look for a seconder, please? Councillor Radley, thank you very much. Debate, Councillor Quarterman.
I'd just like to make the observation that there are several members of the opposition party who've been nominated to be our representatives on outside boards. So any claim that we're not working cross-party is false.
Yes, and to be fair, Councillor Crampton has had chats with myself and Councillor Radley about these posts for many years now, and it seems to work relatively well. The main issue, of course, is that a lot of them have to be cabinet members, and there aren't any Conservatives in the administration this year. So, okay, I'll put that to the vote. Can I see all those in favour, please? That is unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay, we now move to the Cabinet Work Programme. Let me just go through that. I'll try and catch up with my agenda. Oh, that's a long report. Okay.
Could I ask Committee Services one thing? Can you just make the portfolio definition correct or just consistent? Because, for instance, mine is development management and waste. And the waste gets left out of the Cabinet Work Programme, but sometimes appears on documents.
Okay.
So can we just use,
Very simple work.
yeah,
Okay, thank you for that. Right, so we've done the first page and we've done the first part of the second page. So in July, we're going to get the Community Asset Transfer Policy, Q4 Performance Plan Outturn, the community grant scheme launch, and the twice yearly climate change update. So that's all on track, I believe. At the moment, we have nothing for our agenda in August. Don't get too excited. I suspect there'll be some papers coming, but at the moment, it looks like we might. If there isn't business, I will not make us meet. Let's put it that way. But at the moment, it looks like there isn't anything forthcoming for there. And in September, we've got the outturn carry forward requests, the budget strategy document, and Q1 monitoring. Making sure that's. Is there any reason why the Q1 monitoring isn't earlier? Because obviously Q1 is April, May, June. Did it not normally come to August?
It's to do with the timing of ONS.
Right.
And
Okay.
it was too close in the meeting before.
Yes.
And I think in the past, certainly Cabinet have wanted it to go to ONS
Yeah,
first.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it was something like that in the meeting before. It is possible, Leader, I'm not trying to fill your August meeting, that we could bring forward the budget outturn, the year-end outturn and carry forward requests, because it would have been to ONS safely in time to make that agenda. But I think we can talk about that on Tuesday.
Yeah, and if I could just say, it would make sense for us to next month discuss how we're looking for. It's a moving feast. It's a living document. We should treat it as such. Okay, so we've got some other items in there for the back half of the year. Is there anything that members believe is missing from the document? Is there an item they've got coming up that's not on there? No? Okay, excellent. Councillor Quarterman.
Sorry, I just think the attribution of portfolio holder to the council risk register, it says climate change and corporate services. We've just done it under finance and strategic partnerships. So I think it probably should be under finance and strategic partnerships.
Okay, we'll look at that offline.
Yeah, I mean, it's not till November, so it's tough.
Right, well, that's just for noting. So if that's noted, I will close the meeting.
Oh, can I just ask one question about the community grants scheme? Because I know that's going into Hart News, isn't it? I think I've seen a draft of that. Is there a launch date? I know we're going to discuss it in Cabinet in July, but is there a launch date? Because I think that's going out on Hart News.
Lee, at some point, I want to say the 16th, 16th, 18th,
13th of July.
Yeah.
So those papers are in the public domain. They're on ONS agenda for next Tuesday. So, but the launch date was going to be very soon after. Yes, although it is going via ONS. So I think there would have to be very solid grounds for a call in. But yes, that's what Nicky Jenkins has allowed for a call in period after Cabinet. And then it will be launched, but it is also in the Hart News.
Okay, right. Thank you all for your diligence. I declare the meeting closed at 7:28. Thank you.